up, everybody? This is Lair of the Spider Lord, an Atrómitos adventure. This is based on the world created by Jon Sideriadis. You can get the module right now on the internet. So, I don't know if you've ever used Google. You can just type it in.
Wow. Come at the audience fast and hard. Just hey, idiot, you know Google?
I don't know.
Look it up.
There might be some...
used that.
People get it. They love us. All right.
I still use Ask Jeeves.
So Atrómitos is a really incredible world. It's, how do I say it in a few short words? Stars, planets, moons, comets are all anthropomorphic. It's a Greek mythology dystopia, sci-fi horror. So let's talk about what happened last episode. What happened? Let's talk about it. You seem concerned.
Well, last time was intense.
To Meat City.
Meat City.
Otherwise known as Nanocora.
Yes. Nanocora.
Mm-hmm.
Where essentially a parasite has kind of taken over it and left a gnarly scene. Which is basically tendons and muscles of this rotten variety, taking over buildings and any bits of what were a civilization prior. And then the four of us kind of went and explored. Mm-hmm. Found out that the gnarly ground meat stuff was pretty poisonous.
Yep.
We all looked in a well.
Yeah, we had very intense visions.
You did. And then you guys...
We talked to some platelets, some very friendly platelets.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. I talked to the platelets.
Mm-hmm. Yep, talked to a little platelet.
And they gave us some direction as to where Dulos may have been. And seemed as though he had company. Oh, and I can't forget about him. They're waiting for us at the entrance to the city.
Yes.
Yeah. It remains to be seen whether we are just absolute pieces of poo.
If you forget about the little platelets, yeah.
No, those
With
are
the packed bags.
They have suitcases, they're ready to roll.
No offense to you guys. I care more about those platelets than you guys right now.
That's fair. They were
they're
really
my friends.
sweet and cute.
You guys are... The jury's out.
Well, that's fair.
Let's save it for the game, all right? Okay.
We scrabbled up into a manor.
Yes.
Did.
Where the entrance was 40 feet up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
And we were given a most unwelcome...
Yeah, you're in this manor made out of flesh and bone. It's there's spine and ribs. And it seems like it's a manor. There's furniture in there. There's kind of it's kind of nasty in there still, blood in the cracks of the tiles. And you were welcomed
by a very angry Star Slayer who seemed to be directing their bile at me, accusing me of being a traitor.
Correct.
Also said I was a maggot.
Wow.
Yeah. All right.
Should we jump in?
Let's jump in.
Yeah.
So he's just said this very
Sword
rude thing
at
to
the
me.
ready is going to fight.
All right. Now hold on a second. Hold on. Let's all just wait 1 minute. Mission.
He's breathing.
Yeah, you did the choking first.
Okay.
I started talking, but too late.
I'm gonna...
We're into it.
I'm gonna cast Hold Person.
Okay, so I need to do... Here we go.
Uh-oh.
The first thing I do is paralyze this dude. This is gonna be really lame.
What am I rolling?
It is a... Hold Person is a Wisdom saving throw.
+1. 16. Hold. I'm held.
And then I look to...
He's like...
And then I look to look at Dulos and say...
What, do we see Dulos?
In here?
You don't see another person in here right now.
Oh.
Why don't you give me a perception check as you cast hold and you're kind of looking over the scene.
Perception, I think is plus really good things.
It's probably plus 1,000,000.
I think it's... Perception is plus 9, so 21.
You notice that it looks like So he got up from a chair that he was literally just sitting there. And it looks like there might be like an entrance or some sort of doorway behind him. And besides that, you're just kind of in this living room area.
I'd like to walk past him.
He's held.
Yeah. And I'll just kind of like, I'll give him a real mean side eye as I walk past him. I'm kind of like that look of disgust as I walk by. And I'm just going to like walk past him, go in the door.
I'm going to run as far as I can past, since he's being held. Heck yeah! And as I do, I'm gonna drag my spear across whatever part of him I can.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not. Maybe I'm not gonna do that.
Totally open.
He's paralyzed. I think
He's got armor.
You
You
have
have
advantage. Must have armor. You have advantage.
Whew. All right, excellent. If that's the case, 24 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that would be 7 slashing on hit.
Silas is going to say, now, my friends are going to poke around here a second. Hope y'all don't mind. But I'm just kind of curious if maybe before we get into tussle. I see you're kind of frustrated. Now, I would be too. I feel like this is kind of curious that we're both here. And I'm just, the first rule of Phalanx rules is the truth. And I think maybe this is some funny business that we're both here. And I'm just curious what you're doing here. You can help people talk.
I don't think
I think
so.
I'm paralyzed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not just restrained.
No, hold person.
So
is
just
everything is held.
Just think on that.
You have no idea. It just all of a sudden this Star Slayer just like stops. Just fully stops, yeah.
And, I don't know if I even knew that this guy was paralyzed, but seeing that he's struggling to move, can I go up and try to pull his weapon out of his hands? Some kind of strength.
Yeah, I guess you do. Wouldn't it be an automatic?
You want to get advantage, or he's held, so I have to pry out
That's
of
true.
his,
He's holding on to it,
his,
so yes.
contorted muscles.
Yes, give me. But it would be with advantage.
All
Yes.
Do these two. Well, no. Sure.
Gotta pick your favorite.
Gotta pick. This is a strength check. 21.
So I
or
think a
just
21
DC?
is good enough.
All right. I'm just
It's
gonna
just
hold.
a DC.
I'm just gonna hold on to this for a second because I think it might hurt my friends.
Okay. And as you look at the blade, it's very familiar to you. This is a moonflesh sword. It's cratered. It's very obvious
Is it silvery?
that it's made. Yeah, it's got silvery veins. It's very and it's cratered, and it's very similar to his armor that he's wearing as well. No, I know. I'm just saying I don't know how much you've looked at it, but his armor.
I think I know Moonflesh because everybody was wearing or had Moonflesh weapons in the King's Court, correct?
Yeah.
Many.
Okay.
Many of them.
Okay, so I think when it comes to Star Slayers, I'm kind of I expect it. I don't like it, but I'm that's what you guys use. I understand.
Kronos is going to close the distance and come up next to the Star Slayer, but then kind of pause and hesitate, and with my position as this kind of diplomat, I'm not gonna get in trouble if I just attack a Star Slayer.
I think you would know, yes, that you would probably, it would be bad. Yes. It would be a complete treason to the king.
Yeah, so that kind of breaks my kind of position, my command. But so, yeah, I'll just do the insight to kind of this is very high level. Star Slayer.
Yes, you would know
His
that.
name is on his shield.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any kind of clue as to why this person's here?
Yeah, give me an insight.
Well, back to rolling poo-poo caca.
It's because you got all the nat 20s out before we started.
That's a whopping 11.
I feel like you'd know kind of the Pontocrator's kind of vibe at this point. You've been around. Maybe this isn't the only group that he sent out to find Dulos.
Then I'm just standing menacingly near
Weird.
him.
We're here and he's here too, right?
What is the whole
Yes.
thing that I need to do?
At the end of each of his turns, he can make another save.
Okay.
To break it.
Okay. This dude only has +1 to wisdom, so this might be a really fun fight for everybody.
This is 17.
Natural fucking 20. So that's the end of his turn, though.
Yeah.
I think he, what does he do? I think the minute he kind of wakes up out of it, he screams. I think he's like, ah! And he's like, ah! In anger. And that's all he can do, right?
Mhm.
So, where are you at?
Okay, so I ran past him, and then I
Yeah, I
almost
guess we're standing behind him.
Yeah, you are.
I turn on my heel and I race back. You're within.
I'm-
Yeah,
Sitting
you
right next
hear
to him.
a angry, loud, guttural scream.
Okay, cool.
As-
So I
there.
race. It's almost like watching like a I don't know, like a pool ball, just doom, doom. And I head back
Sonic
and
the Hedgehog?
yeah, kinda like I overshot. Now I gotta like whoop, zoom, or like the Flash. Anyway, for a 25 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, excellent.
Oh, you're just like hacking this dude.
I'm just gonna like stab him in the back.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for. All right,
That's a lot of dice.
All right. It is
Sneak
a lot
attack.
of dice.
Oh.
Sneak attack, baby.
'Cause I was like, I'm gonna go stand right next to this guy.
Smart.
22 points of
Holy-
piercing damage.
But jeez Louises! Alright, cool.
No, go for it.
Yeah, no, I was hoping we could talk before we could get some information out of this fella, because I just want to know why he's here. And I'm going to, I kind of, like, what's the word? I'm going to do the dodge action. I'm going to wait and kind of prepare myself for the attacks, but not take any action.
Okay.
I'm gonna make an investigation check
Okay.
in the room behind him.
Got it.
Like I'm just kind of like I'm gonna like assume they kind of have things handled and just sort of like poke my head in, like look around.
Sure, so you enter a dark room. So give me an investigation check. It smells like sweat and blood in here.
Investigation.
Stone, that metallic kind of not great smelling.
Why did I say investigation? 12.
You're just seeing kind of, if there's someone that's in here, you're not seeing them at the moment.
Oh, and I guess the last thing I'll do is I'll kind of just be like, Dulos, are you in here?
Give me a perception check for free.
For free.
For
thank
free.
you. 6 plus 9, 15.
You hear some whimpering in a corner that is just a little farther ahead, in the dark.
I'll move towards the corner.
Okay.
Kratos is kind of standing behind this guy and looks up at Silas. I'm assuming you're like in front of him attempting to talk to him.
Yes.
Kratos will go, human, aid me in restraining this. And then I'm gonna kick him in the back of the knees
Okay.
and attempt to like grapple him down
Okay.
on the ground.
Okay. So contested strength, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna start doing this, and then if you can help next time, great. But I did get a journey 20.
Okay, so I'm still doing a contested strength.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I got a 22.
Okay.
It's like when you try to attempt to like push his knees down, they're like made of fucking like brick. It's like a brick wall. You just feel that like you almost get it, but it just like there's such a he's like a stout big dude.
Big fighter dude.
This Star Slayer is going to seize you with the sword. Is going to try to bite you.
All right.
Right in the neck. He just goes, ah! And he just, you'd think he'd be a barbarian, he's not. He's just
radical.
He's just
He's just mad. He's just like that.
He just has problems. And that's a 14 to hit you.
14.
Oh, no, that's fine.
That hits.
Okay.
What's that one?
And wait, you're dodging.
Oh, I am, so it's
Yeah.
a disadvantage. You're right, thank you.
And that would be 11, which does not hit you.
No.
I think he's distracted by looking at his looking at his sword, and
Yeah.
he just barely misses you, and you feel like his spit like kind of drip down.
And I feel like instinctual. I do it a lot of times when somebody's coming at me like this. I just lower my head and give them the big old mouthful of horn.
Okay. Who wants to? Yep.
Oh, this was the last time. Go.
Actually,
I already did mine.
Okay, so I'm going to
I like it.
I want to go after Silas.
as I've kind of like rammed my spear into him on my way back, I'm gonna kind of like dig my heel in again and turn back around and look at the two of you and be like, "What are we here for? Why are we waiting?"
We don't know.
And then
Found Dulos.
I'm going to stab again
We got to get on the same page here. We're kind of working at cross purposes.
for a 19 to hit. Dang.
Just barely misses.
All right, so I, for whatever reason, probably because he's moving to bite, I
Yeah,
just
it's
kinda, like,
just at the
grazed,
perfect moment.
Just missed. And then I'm going to turn on my heel and get out of reach. Or, like, get out, well, yeah, I guess get out of reach.
Attack. So he's gonna try to bite you. Okay. That's all he can do. Bites you for. Oh, I should have gotten at my D12.
Whoa.
Oh no!
Yes.
Where are they?
Boy's got sharp teeth and strong jaws.
So. Let's see. So that's gonna be 14 points of necrotic damage, and you see as he does that, he kind of, you hear him kind of sigh of relief, and a couple of his like wounds kind of reheal.
Hold on before we get on too far. Silas is not happy about him attacking his friend, even though we're not in agreement at this moment. So I'm going to kind of get in the way a little bit
Get that bite.
with the sword and to kind of like get him so he doesn't get as good of a bite. And so it's going to reduce the damage by 6.
Okay.
But I also was just gonna do my cool rogue thing and do a
So then
dodge.
it's even more halved.
So
3
it's
points of necrotic
halved.
damage.
Nice.
We're all broken characters.
No, we're just high level.
Yeah, it's 100%. Who's next?
I guess I am, and I'm going to try to grapple him.
Okay.
Not at advantage though, because we're just he's not whatever. I got a natural 20.
Oh, let me see if I get one.
So Silas says, "Now listen."
How are you grappling him? What does it look like?
Just kind of, I got him by the wrist. I'm like, no, hold on, man.
You did, Doug. You did that, and I did not know where.
nipple twist.
No, I feel like it's gonna be like
Hold on.
He's got armor on. You can't see his nipples.
one of these like kind of half Nelson kind of things, like
Okay.
around
Okay.
the back.
And he's like,
Yeah. Now listen, like this man's here gonna stab you to death if you don't start giving us some answers real quick.
what kind of answers would you
What are you
deserve from
doing?
me?
What are you doing here?
Dulos is mine. I will take him back to the Pantocrator.
Well, it seems like we're on the same team here. I don't know what you're getting all huffy about.
He laughs at your face, in your face. Well, wait.
No, he laughs towards the open door.
He laughs on your face.
He laughs on your face. He said.
What's so funny?
He says, why would the Pantocrator choose such a lowly human and inhuman celestials?
Well, because
You kid.
you couldn't do the job apparently.
I'm doing it right now.
Oh, you kind of took your time tapping at my empty wrist. I don't know. So we're doing a whole bunch of talking.
Yeah, Kronos will approach and say, I stand before you as Audia's delegate. I am a guest in your king's castle. Will you speak with me, or do you deign me unworthy of your conversation?
I will bring the Nanos alone. Me alone. He tasked me with Dulos.
How long have you been on Dulos's track?
I think at this point he's not trying to talk to you. He's just
Okay.
laughing.
Just giggling.
Can I hear?
Just go.
And also, I think he give me another insight check on this guy. Okay.
Can I walk out after he kind of like?
Yeah.
13. No, 15. Sorry.
This guy's
Why
crazy.
15?
This guy's crazy.
Okay, cool.
It's like you've seen corrupt humans, and this guy is one of the worst. Like when he bit Indo, you could see just this like rotting necrotic spit come out of his like black, just nasty. Like I think, and you see like maybe his eyes are very glazed over. There's nothing here to necessarily reason with.
Like gone feral. Kind
Yeah,
of?
if he sees treason, if he sees heresy or whatever by another Star Slayer working with Celestials.
We're not gonna be able to talk it out.
Okay. Cool.
I can walk out of the room.
No
at this
convincing
point.
this
Yeah.
guy.
I'm gonna. I'm having kind of heard all this going on. I'm gonna walk out front.
I also think he'd spit in your face.
Okay.
It's kind of one of those things.
I'll put my hand kind of like over the top of his face. You know, kind of like say that's not very nice. And I'm gonna cast.
He's kind of writhing a little bit as you're doing that. I mean,
No.
you're holding him, but
I'm gonna say I always wondered if this worked on Star Slayers. And I'm gonna cast Contagion.
okay.
Which is it's a DC 17 con save.
DC 17 con save.
Yeah.
22.
All right.
Yeah, he's just right. Is there any like half damage with that?
No. I don't think so.
This guy's so gross that contagion is just.
Yeah.
Well,
It's like
no! I wish we could pull a camera out and like just
really
show
rude.
that.
all right.
You know what's funny? These dice actually roll really bad too. So that's like such a slap in the
We'll
face.
put it in post.
I guess that's all of us, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it?
It's his turn. He's gonna try to get out of the grapple. What are you doing? If you're grappling him, what do you do with the sword?
I just put it back in my holster.
Do you already have a sword in your holster?
It fits too.
No.
You have to really drop
Absolutely
it.
not.
No, I dropped it. I dropped it.
Thank you.
Please tell me you like dropped it, like you like threw it far away. Not like
Threw it out the door.
just drop it right in his reach.
You just like, you eat it. Like Scooby-Doo.
ha!
So, contested strength. Oh, frick on a stick.
Well, I don't know.
What did you get?
Can you beat a 7? Wait, no, I can use because I can use
Stop it.
a skill
No.
instead.
No.
I love this.
It's an
No
11.
Starboys.
No.
It's an 11.
Stop. No. Stop it. I almost won. 8. So it's a really sad looking struggle. It's
slapping
two
each
huge
other.
Star Slayers are like,
Well, you know,
Are they both just like turtled on their backs, like they can't get up?
yes.
Silas is not quite sure what to do in this situation because we're on the same side, but
Are you?
we're all on the same
Doesn't
mission.
seem so.
In silence.
This-
is
this-
fine.
That was Star Slayer's turn.
Okay, well, I'm going.
Yeah.
So. What?
I gotta.
I already put my frog down.
All right.
No, put your coin down.
Rule the token, everybody.
So I'm gonna race right up into his face.
Okay.
And I'm gonna turn to you. I'm gonna say, Willis, hold his mouth open. I will cut his tongue out myself. And then I'm going to wrench his mouth open and attempt to cut off his tongue.
Okay.
So actually, Silas is going to just yell, "Stop!"
No.
But you realize that he has said "stop" in Star Tongue. She said "stop" in Star Tongue. I don't think she realizes that she has.
Well, in Star Tongue, I say no. And then I wrench the mouth open. What is that strength? What am I doing? Or I don't have to. I could just take my spear and fire under where his tongue would be.
Oh.
Okay.
That's what I'll do.
Okay. Sure.
Roll for tongue damage.
Roll for tongue. Roll for that beautiful tongue damage. Ouch. Alright. 18 tongue
Yeah,
damage.
you do that. He's like,
And it, like, I imagine just comes out through his mouth. And then I rip it out, and I'm there. 18 points?
You got a nug.
did gold gushes out of
Oh,
his
yeah.
out of his neck and his mouth, and he's just like sputtering.
Catch it. Get in the cup.
It solidifies after a little bit.
Kronos looks at his Star Folk companions and says, I am bound by my oath. I cannot harm him. And then turns on his heel and just walks to the back door.
We got it.
Are you-
Yeah, like
oh, he's
basically like, you guys got it, but I can't touch him. So I'm bound by my oath, turns on his heel and just walks to that back room. And as he does so, he pulls out the sword and it begins to glow. So there's like a light source as Kronos walks back into that room.
My token's been out.
No, yeah, it's you.
I'm just gonna go to gold.
Okay. Dex? He's grappled, so.
Con save.
Oh, one of the better ones, huh?
Yeah, got a lot of con save stuff.
Although, I rolled poorly. 14.
Is not a 17.
No, it's not.
So that will be 39 points of cold damage.
Yeah, he kind of, the gold on his face kind of solidifies to him and kind of gets cold.
Works.
Maybe it drops off of his face and clink, 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 clink,
In the
on
shape
the-
of his chin.
Yes, in the shape of his chin. On the
I got a chin plate, baby.
and he screams in agony. He's just screaming.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in the cone.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have resistance to cold, though.
No, only in outer space, we decided. Are we in outer space?
We're in ground meat, baby.
A 22.
Alright. So I think that's 9.
He takes the bulk of the damage. I got one.
Yeah. So I think it's 19 points.
Oh, it's half damage.
Yeah.
All right. I thought I was in the clear.
Not really.
Alright.
I remember Cone of Cold when I was a sorcerer.
Well, anyway, Sasuke. All right. Well, we gotta finish the mission. To you guys who are here.
That's what we're doing.
Well, I know this isn't turning out the way I thought, but there's no coming back from this. We gotta make this tidy, if you know what I mean.
I'm gonna he's gonna crack his knuckles and be like, yeah.
The
quick.
Pantocrator will notice if Atrómitos is
He has
gone.
no tongue.
It's got a hole.
I mean,
so
I pulled it out.
he's still talking.
He might still have a
He's
tongue.
still talking, and it's
Sound.
it's just blood,
Ew.
like
Gurgly?
splatter, like gold blood just splattering, and it's kind of mixed with his nasty black spit. He says, the Pantocrator will notice if Atrómitos is gone.
Well, I don't think he did because he sent us after him, and he's gonna headbutt him
Okay.
because that's the only thing I can do with my hands full. Oh, that ain't too good. That is a 15 to hit. Sorry. No.
11, 18, and then 15.
15.
Whoa, dude, you took us on a journey. No.
Nope. All right. Well, not enough to do no damage. All right.
He's gonna try to bite your arm so he can get
Oh,
out.
all right.
Yeah.
Shit. Oh no.
I'm thinking about the math here. 14 to hit.
14 just hits.
20 points of
Dang.
necrotic damage. And you can see that his wound gets just a little smaller on his chin. And what do you think he does? Laughs. It's a very mocking laugh. Who's next? Tokens.
I tokened.
Token.
Kronos walks into the back room and would like to do a perception check. Unless it's just like enough is visible, but yeah, what's going on back here?
Okay.
It's 7.
I feel like your sword maybe you're just adjusting to the light a little bit. You will still hear. I think you just mainly smell just a bunch of different smells. I don't know if you're really seeing. I think maybe you're just taking your time looking around. Cool. I don't think you see anything.
All right, so I'm going to. So I just removed him, and I see him bite Silas. So I look him in his crazy eyes, and I just smile and start to laugh, and then I bite him.
Okay.
Nothing gives me more pleasure than that 20.
Yeah! Yeah!
Goddamn baboons.
Yeah. Okay. I'm so sorry, audience.
Why?
But what happens when you bite? What's the damage roll for a bite?
Oh, do you have a special bite attack?
No. I was
If you
just
don't have a
wondering.
bite attack,
It's just an unarmed strike.
unarmed.
It's
Yeah.
like 1 damage.
So it's
it's
like,
like 1d4.
yeah.
Is it really? That's fine.
Do you add your strength
like
to
that.
that?
But you got a natural 20, so double that shit, dude!
It's a
Sneaky
cool
bite.
move
Oh, man.
to laugh and bite him back. It's pretty sick, actually.
4 damage.
Ouch!
But then,
Dead! No, I'm just kidding. Any
I'm so
damage
sorry.
is good damage.
And then I'm also going to expend one of my star power points, and as I'm biting, I also just take the end of my spear and stab. Hachi Machi for a 24 to hit. Aw, man, 2, 4, 11, 12. 12 points of piercing damage. Wait. 16 points of piercing damage.
Got it.
Anyway, he's going to pull out his brandless bottle of water and take out a small drop and flick it into the air, and it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger until it's not big enough to hit everybody, because I already did that once. It's just going to be like a 5 foot by 5 foot cube of water that floats in the air above this dude, and then it's just going to drop on his head. He has to make a dex save.
With disadvantage. 2. Can't get really any worse than that. And we're gonna go with a 2. It's a 4.
But that's going to be 26 points of bludgeoning damage.
What?
It's tidal wave, but I just
okay.
made it really small.
It's really dense.
Yeah, it's very, it's dense water.
Is that dance water?
It's
I've never taken a shower in my life!
feel the sparkling, fresh refreshment of Voss water.
Oh, no.
Whose freaking turn is it? Moving on.
Silas is getting kind of tired of being at the center of all these other people's attacks.
You are. You fully are.
And so he's going to be like, all right, and he's going to release the fella and pick up his his Moonflesh sword,
His, okay.
his sword, and start kind of hitting at him. Because we got to end this thing. I don't want him to be telling tales of what happened here today. And he's going to make an attack.
As you do that, you hear with his gurgling and he's you do not deserve to hold a sword such as the Moonflesh.
Well, it feels a little different. And Silas kind of whiffs in his first
Shouldn't have
attack.
used this.
18? All right. Well, hold on.
He doesn't hit?
Let me try again.
AC's 20 or 19.
Oh my god. This thing is hard to use. Can you give
Yeah,
me a
you're
tip?
totally like, you just gotta, no, you're
Oh
holding
my
the,
god.
Hey, you're rolling like me.
You're holding the hilt wrong. You just gotta,
Oh,
Bring it on down.
I see what you're
bring
saying.
Your hands down a little bit.
Hold on.
Come on, make us Star Slayers proud.
If we're gonna kill me,
Oh my
do it
God.
right.
Exactly. How many? What were the numbers that you just got?
They were all like single digits.
Yeah, I saw.
Why did you switch a dice?
I did. I used 3 different dice. And I also used a Star Slayer.
First.
I used some things, so
You took some damage. For
I took
that,
some
didn't
damage.
you?
Yeah, I did.
It like hurt your wrist.
Yeah, no. Ow!
Ow!
Took a drink at the worst moment.
Wrist.
Pick up the sword. It's heavier than
Well,
you
you know,
expected.
you-
It falls and slashes into your shoulder.
Elizabeth, you just gotta wash it down with some Volkswagen.
Oh my god. That would be the end of the round.
That's it.
I'm sorry
done all my
that
stuff.
happened to you, except for no, I am sorry. I'm not like that.
That's,
Look, guys, I'm not nice to you. Mostly.
That's the end of the round for.
No, it's not. Me,
No.
I go.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, that's what
Shut up,
we're
like,
trying
nudge you.
to communicate to
You're
you.
like, guys. You're like, whoa, relax. I'm a little aggressive
It's the music.
in general.
It's
I think it
railing
is.
us.
Honestly, this is the kind of music I want. I can't.
You have the Moonflesh sword.
I do.
He's gonna try to grab it away from you.
All right.
Contested
But you get disadvantage because
Strength,
you have
maybe?
weak wrists.
What's that?
strength.
Yeah, just a contested strength.
Weak-wristed human.
22.
Ooh, you got it.
Okay.
Eight
That's
number.
probably all he can do for his action, I think. But he's holding it now, and he's like, no. He doesn't do that. Who wants to go?
Whoa.
You're last, buddy.
All right, so my spear is in his abdomen, and I'm going to push it further. But I'm not. It's just gonna like hit a bone.
Are you in the back of him or in the front?
I thought I was in the front.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, because I was in background.
Okay, that's right.
So I think I just hit a bone or something, and I kind of feel the tip of my spear like against it. And I think that's all I'm going to do right now.
Crotus continues to look around a dark room.
Okay. I'm gonna say that once I'm not gonna make you do another check because you have a 20-foot light emitting from your sword. Yeah, you see a cowering Nanos that is manacled. Once he sees your light, he's just cowering in a corner. It looks like, it's just bare floor that he was expected to maybe sleep on. Who knows? You hear he goes, no, not another one. Please leave me be. But he's manacled, so he wouldn't be doing this. Or maybe he's
I
like,
would like
no.
to. I pause like a good 10-20 feet away from him and kneel down to one knee, and the hand that's not holding the sword I kind of hold up, and I can't see him very well. He's probably still in some on the edge of the shadow, but I stop and I kneel, and I go, Starkin, I am not here to harm you. And can I roll persuasion to try and calm him down? Mm-hmm. Hey, there we go. There's a 21. I think. No, that's a 23.
Ooh. Yeah, I think he looks up at you. I think in the first place he wasn't really making eye contact. He wasn't. He just saw light and he was already scared. And he looks up at you, and I think give me an insight check.
We're getting somewhere. That's a 19.
He looks up at you and he just looks shocked, like that he's seeing a celestial being in front of him, and he looks up because you're tall. He's very short. Looks up at you and he goes, "Oh, are you here to save me? Please, the Star Slayer is going to take me."
Who is that who manacled you?
Yes, I know. The king has sent him to take me.
How
Please
long
do not let
ago
him. Please,
were
please, I'm begging you.
He's being taken care of outside. How long ago were you caught?
Today, this morning.
I see. My companions will be here shortly once they are through with the Star Slayer.
Please, you cannot. And I think he just starts to and I don't want to say that it's not pleading. It's not. I guess it is, but it's there's more dignity in what he's doing. I don't want him to seem like he's not yeah. So he's just saying, please, no, just do not take me to Nephos.
Do you know why the Pantocrator has put this bounty on you?
Yes. I am the chieftain of the Nanos. I am a connection to Zeus. Only I can speak with Zeus. And he wants to rid of me. I am the only person that can save Zeus.
Got it. Cool. I see. I don't. Kratos doesn't say that, but okay. Cool.
I would like to.
Yeah, I see it.
Shoo fly!
That's who was on you earlier.
What, where?
There's just a fly on the screen.
It's a very confident
You
fly.
have to keep it in. I think it's a dying fly, honestly, because
Yeah.
it's
It's
not moving
slow.
very fast. Oh,
Well, it's
no.
fine.
It's over there somewhere.
It's over there.
Don't break the cameras.
No, he's mine.
Oh, he's old. He's
Eat him.
he's on his last.
Yeah, he's
legs.
What am I gonna do with him once I
Take
get
him
him?
outside.
Eat him.
Oh, until we can freeze
Eat
to
him.
death?
Well,
Yeah, it's a fly! You would, you reptile.
just put him in the other room. He won't find us. No,
Put him in
don't
that box. Put him in the White Claw
Put him in
box.
the fly box.
No, don't blow him in like sparkles.
Like a wish?
Yeah, it was. It was like, in your wish is granted. What? No.
Finally dead.
I want to keep him!
Get out of here.
So your pet housefly?
No more pets.
I
What were you gonna do?
probably just gonna drop more water on this guy's head.
Okay.
I'll wait for Anna to get back.
We'll do something.
Hi. We all gotta do our best. All right.
Catch the world's slowest fly.
What are you doing?
I am going to. Yeah, I'm just gonna drop more water on this guy's head.
Okay.
Dunked.
Oh, right, me.
Deck save.
Ooh. You're going to prison.
Wow.
Not just jail. It's prison.
Prison. Big boy prison.
Not good.
Not good. Okay, that's great. I love to hear that.
I honestly think that he's really not looking well. I think he's kind of dropping to a knee.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna drop 15 points of damage on him. And I'll hold it over. Like I'll get the water to like be a bubble over his head, so he's like slowly drowning as he's going down on
Can
one
you
knee.
do that?
No. Mechanically, no.
Silas is pulling out his sword, his regular sword.
Which sword?
Her sword.
You play a woman, Doug.
Tits are out.
Totally.
Your tits are out. We're never recording on a weeknight again. Okay.
Silas pulls out her sword and says, "Yeah, this feels a lot better. And I'm sorry, but we gotta do this quick."
Yep.
All right. Nope.
My wrist!
My wrist.
I don't know what the problem is
My
here.
baby wrist.
Oh, this might happen.
She's scared to hurt a
Yeah.
She's
powerful Star Slayer.
she's concerned that, like, she's got to kill him, but this is kind of going outside the rules of even when things go awry on a mission.
I'll look at you and I'll be like, they'd kill you for the blood in your body.
Well, we normally we stick together, but I think there's some kind of funny business going on here, so I'm gonna anyway. I kind of catch my breath and then take another swing, and with a 24, I believe I do hit. And I'm going to do some damage. Ooh, okay. So it's 12 slashing damage.
Okay, so when this happens, you see, where are you, how are you slashing him? Are you staring at him in the face? He's on one knee.
Yeah, no, I think I'm just trying to make this quick. We got to cover our tracks, but this is a fellow Star Slayer, so I'm just going to try to take his head off.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but
I think with 12 hit points, you don't take it all the way off. I think it just kind of
Slashes his
slashes his neck. You don't get through it.
and
But
a lot of gold spills out.
Yeah, and it slowly pours out down his chest all this blood, and he drops to the floor and kind of just lays there. What's everybody doing?
I take my my spear and I wipe it on whatever he's wearing, like trying to get the blood off. And then I stand up, I wipe my face, and I just kind of start chuckling. Well, now that that's over, perhaps we should join Krotos.
I suppose so.
And then I walk.
Before they get in the room, I would love to talk to Dulos.
What do you want to say? What do we talk about?
So I think I approach Dulos and start to like examine the manacles, making moves to like take them off, but I'm not necessarily like fully freeing him. But I am like showing him like, let me see your restraints.
Yes,
and
please.
stuff, right?
They are very tight.
So I'm like
Please.
examining them, but also just using this as like an excuse to like get closer to him, try and gain some trust.
You should know that you know us. You know us. We are nanos created by white dwarf stars. You know this. Please, you must help.
I do, and I
You are of
will
Star Folk.
try to aid you. It sounds like the kerfuffle outside is drawing to a close. With the Pantocrator hunting you for this knowledge of Zeus, when he spoke to us, he told us that you were the key to him reestablishing or restoring his kingdom. Do you know what that means?
The Pantocrator only wants to destroy nanos. It doesn't matter what use I am. It just does not want me to be around.
As the chieftain who can speak to Zeus, what does Zeus tell you?
Many things, many things. I mean, the nanos are guardians of Zeus. That is the only reason why Pantocrator would want to kill us all. That's why he sends the corrupted humans to kill us. I can only commune with Zeus because of Ferntail Fox that came to me in a dream, an apparition. And as you're kind of looking at Dulos, I think that you are kind of looking around it on his face. And I think as you look up, as he's looking up to you and pleading with you, you notice that his ears look more like deer ears. He also has horns as well. But he says, me and my people have always strived to protect this planet and stop the humans from destroying it. And that is the only reason why the Pantocrator wants me, the leader of the nanos. Of course. If he can get rid of me, there is no reason for my people to fight. I mean, maybe there would be, but they obviously, it's like I'm not the only thing in their life. But
Like they do this chieftain having this like real internal conflict. Where it's like, well, I mean, I guess.
yeah, he's like, well, I mean, they all have lives, of course, you know. But you know what I mean. Like it's that's what I can offer you.
And I think, like, at this point, I probably hear, like, my companions approaching and such, and so I lower my voice and I say to him, we have been tasked to bring you back to the palace. I do not... My respect and allegiance lies with our celestial families. My companions will debate on whether we should take you back to the Pantocrator or not. Please know that I would like to ensure your safety. And I kind of like whisper this to him and then like stand up and step back like a little.
Okay, but you have to understand there is more to the king than meet. What's the phrase?
Meets the eye.
Than meets the eye. I just made it up today. It just came to me in a dream. There is more to the Pantocrator. I'm just saying.
So,
Cool. And then I kind of like pull back a little bit so that it's not, so that when my new like allies come in, I'm not like obviously leaning in and
Sure.
whispering secrets to him.
You talk about?
I'm talking about man with the best manacles to get. No, so yeah, I like kind of pull back a little bit, and I guess they come in with seeing me fiddling with his restraints.
Is there any way for me to like roll a listen? I know it's a
Nice.
different game, but I would like to.
Yeah, like
to
a perception.
See. Yeah.
Can I do
As
stealth?
you're, yeah.
Stealth off. Ooh, shit.
In a good way.
You'll find out when you tell me your number.
25.
I got that one.
Hey, you get a star power point.
I just want to hear that last bit, not the.
You heard all of
gobbledygook.
that.
Oh.
With a 25 and a natural
nat one.
one,
Yeah.
I feel like you're speaking in a regular voice, but you think you're whispering. And Dulos is not whispering.
Cool.
In a sense, I'm assuming we all heard that with a nat 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all were talking in Star Tongue, so I probably wouldn't have caught.
Well,
I was
then,
preoccupied.
in Star Tongue, I'm going to say, I don't know that there's much debate. I would prefer not to, and I'm going to look at the two of you, and I'm going to say, I would prefer not to take.
Oh no, I was never going to take
I
Dulos
was-
back to the king.
So really, we only
Oh.
have to worry about the scrawny one, and
Well,
perhaps that's what our manacles should be used on.
it seems stealth is not exactly in my wheelhouse of skills, but I'm glad that we agree. As Dulos has said,
You're all in the room with.
I'm not there yet. I was sticking the ideas.
I think Dulos is looking you all up and down, and it's just like, kind of is like, my savior. So you don't even need to do an insight. He's just like, please, my manacles.
But perhaps, perhaps you must understand that we, for optics, will keep you in manacles for now. We have a Star Slayer with us for no. Perhaps. Okay,
Another?
you have to understand. It's not nearly as she's not.
I'm undoing the manacles.
Oh, okay, great.
Oh, well. Carry on.
I'm not worried about
It's
optics.
all right. I mean, as long as. I'm sure we can take Silas if needed.
Silas was, first of all, collecting those 2 nuggets of gold from the Star Slayer that fell out of him. And also, I guess, unbuckling his armor and grabbing a sword.
Okay.
whoa, so
And-
this is getting an upgrade?
So, I don't know. And then that he kind of sets it aside, away from the body for a second. And then she gets up and walks down the hallway and says, "We get our guy? Where's our guy?"
Yes, we found
I think
Dulos.
at this point, give me a perception check at Dulos.
Oh.
Who, me?
No, these 3.
Nat
Are you in
20.
the room?
28.
29.
You actually do give me a perception check as
Can
you
I
have.
Is this a dark vision situation?
No.
Okay.
Give me a perception check as you're still in that other room and you're taking off that armor.
Okay.
Or you got up, you took off his armor.
Yeah.
You got up. Yes.
Started to walk.
You get.
28. 29.
You got a nat 20?
This is a perception check?
Yeah.
18.
Okay. This is all happening simultaneously. So the first thing that happens is you hear a coming from the Star Slayer's body. The next thing you guys see is Dulos grabbing something out of his coat, out of his clothing, and he starts to sprint into the other room. What are you all doing?
Sprint.
Okay.
Do you want me to grab him?
Give me he's gonna dexterously try to get out of the way.
Yeah, I'm going to try to grab him because I'm assuming this is the guy we're supposed to be taking.
Oh, does he look like he's heading for the door?
He looks like he's heading.
To
I
the
mean,
front room,
you don't
right?
know.
Yeah.
You don't know.
19.
I also got a 19. Beats it. Right?
What's your dex?
Mine's 4.
I don't know. I don't have it on me right
Fine. Means it beats it.
Wait, who's me? Who's me? Like, you're the one acting.
now. Yes.
Okay. So then, if you met mine,
I think I get out of my.
yeah, you would just wiggle.
I am Dulos. I am cute. He's shorter. You're not expecting. I think it's just like a whirlwind, and
I'm like, that's
he
Star Rat.
catches you off.
That's what he says.
guard.
She says, and oh my god.
Oh, wow.
So you're all following, correct? Give me, so you hear him as you're all following him. I want you to do a perception check on the dagger that he's holding, and then also he screams at this Star Slayer that is on the ground. He says, "You took my home! You killed my parents! And you killed my people!" And perception checks.
That motherfucking 20. For a 30.
21.
18.
Nice.
Okay.
27.
What'd you get?
27.
Jeez Louise. Okay, so you all notice this dagger. You specifically hear a ticking sound coming from this dagger. The blade itself appears almost organic, as if it were grown rather than forged, and its surface shimmers faintly with veins of soft golden light, like pulsing through its crystalline structure. Like it looks like tree sap frozen in time. And the edges of the blade seem razor sharp but irregular, like with like slight curves and imperfections that suggest natural growth patterns rather than like smithing precision. And the hilt seems to be crafted from something resembling ancient petrified wood. It's dark, gnarled, and smoothed by centuries of wear. For those of you that got a nat 20, I think you even see further. You see these tiny leaf-like etchings that spiral along the script between his hands. You can see these, and you see that they're kind of glowing faintly in a color that shifts between emerald green and like a pale amber, kind of depending on the angle of this light. And you can see he's kind of grasping it with both hands. And at the pommel, you see embedded in a twisted knot, a root-like carving sits a small glass-like gem suspended in a faint amber glow, and it's pulsing slowly, kind of like the heartbeat of something ancient and patient. When this Nanos wields it, this is something you all see. These faint wisps of golden mist trail from the blade's edge, as if the dagger is shedding fragments of time itself. And as you're staring at this, it almost seems like the blade is growing, like subtly extending and shifting as though it's kind of alive. This Nanos, with a guttural scream, thrusts his blade into the Star Slayer with every ounce of his strength. And something incredible happens. This dagger ignites the moment it touches the wound. And this soft golden glow begins to pulse from the gash, spreading outward like cracks in dark stone. And then, with a deep, groaning crack, roots start to explode from this wound, thick and gnarled, tearing through the Star Slayer's bone and sinew as they kind of force their way out of this body. And you watch as enormous trunks, all of a sudden, enormous trunks start to surge skyward, breaking through this like ribs and this like the remains of Carcanos, and the bark is kind of glowing faintly with like ethereal light. And the branches blossom out, golden leaves kind of burst forth in every direction, and that ribcage, like I said, splinters and shatters, and it's shaking this building as these trees tear through them higher and higher. And at this point, you all realize that this air that you've been experiencing here in Nanocora shifts. The suffocating stench of decay begins to fade, replaced by the crisp scent of fresh leaves and clean earth. And as you look out, like, you know, these trees are creating holes within this manor, and as you look out over this village, you see it starts to extend and the ground starts to crack and crumble, giving way to patches of vibrant moss and rich, fertile soil. that water, that stream that you didn't go over because the platelet told you to go the other way. But there is a stream that goes through this through Nanocora. It was thick with pollution, and it starts to, clear water just starts to trickle into this stream. It's trickling from these roots, pooling into small streams that glimmer, and literally moments, this corpse of the Star Slayer is overtaken by a towering grove, a sacred thicket, and the land feels alive again. And for the first time, in what feels like an age, I don't know for you, depending on, but what feels like just an age within like what you've experienced within this village, this weight of corruption kind of lifts. And then the blade is no longer there, and Dulos no longer has it. And he turns towards you once he realizes that you are still in the room. And he says, "You are not innocent in this!" And he's going to come at you with his fists.
Okay.
So he's going to just do a fist punch.
So I'm going to like race in,
Okay.
but when I see this happening, I just stop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same.
I think, and honestly, yeah, I'm gonna try and attack you. Well, he trips.
Oh no, do you get an extra one?
Yeah, he trips and falls on his face, but you hear sobbing, like crying. This was like the last straw for him, and he's just like, my people.
Where are your people?
The moon dead. And he's still kind of just like on the ground.
I'm going to walk up to Dulos and kneel down and like help him sit up, and I would like to.
They wear Anthraka, they wear the moon, they wear her flesh.
What
They make us
wounds
mine
does
the
he have?
flesh of the living moon. Well, no longer living. But the flesh is still there and we're mining it.
Does Dulos have like visible wounds?
Yeah, I think that he's been through some stuff. Yes. Probably some torture from the
Yeah.
previous Star Slayer.
You'll see the like sickly green light that sometimes emerges from Krotos. Like it has like there's like a shift in the color, and it's more like a dark jewel emerald green than the like acidic green that you've seen in his spells before. And it like emanates from his like chest and eyes, and slowly Dulos's wounds begin to like stitch together a bit. And Krotos isn't gonna say anything. He's just gonna like hold him.
Yeah, I think he, this is a breakdown for him. I think he's, yeah.
Silas did not notice in the slightest that Dulos was charging at him. Instead, she was looking at wonder at the at all the vegetation and growth of trees, and just kind of in a daze walks over to one of these trees and just like puts out a hand to one.
It's warm.
And yeah, I think you start to see. She didn't let you see this at the well, but she starts to cry again. It's just like, and then she turns to Dulos and says, "You can. It's true. You can bring about the restoration of our land."
Yes.
But perhaps that's not what the king wants him for.
We
Of
said
course
that
not.
we were here to help bring about the restoration of his kingdom.
Yes, his
Oh.
kingdom. Zeus is not his kingdom. His kingdom is what you see around you.
The destruction and dismay and
You
decay.
do not understand. Pantocrator is not what you believe the Pantocrator is. He is not human.
What?
That hypocritical.
He is a deceiver.
What is he? Besides the deceiver.
It says the king is the puppet of an evil black hole star named Svestes, the deceiver. Do you not know this? How do you not know this? I mean, it's because of him that the humans are feared throughout the cosmos.
Gonna make history check
Yeah.
on Svestes.
And now, because one has been killed in your presence. Sorry. Had to.
Can I?
Oh, no.
Because Svestes has such like a strong history with Adia. Do I need to do a history to know that?
I don't honestly think you
I
guys
think I
do.
already
You
kinda-
guys probably know.
I
I feel like you would probably know too.
Oh. Well, never mind. I'm not
Well,
nope, not making a history check now.
I think you at least know of Svestes.
As we are the second group to come find you, at least that we are aware of. I'm not trying to be insensitive, but we need as much information as we can go on. Of course, we have a king's ally here, easily disposed of if we...
I do not know why you travel with such a traitor.
I'm saying this in Star tongue, so
Well-
unless you're understanding what I'm saying, put those eyebrows
She
down.
might be at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not understanding all the words, but I'm understanding some of the sentiments.
Well, that's fine. I mean, essentially, if we must, this relationship to the king can be disposed of. But am I to understand that you are the only Nanos standing?
No, there are some on the moon. On Antraka.
Well, no, for sure, but they're enslaved.
Yes.
So are you fighting this battle
They've
alone?
they've slaughtered and enslaved my people. I am
You're
the
the
one,
last. Okay. In that case,
at least that I know of, they have scattered our people.
so is the intention...
We run to hide.
Well, I have a ship. We could regroup. Perhaps there are allies elsewhere that we could... I mean, I guess I'm having a hard time understanding where you go from here.
He points to the freshly grown trees. And he says, though trees have been extinct for ages, they are the key to restoring Zos.
For sure, but your dagger is gone. So
Yes,
what-
yes. I have a friend. The only human I would ever trust.
Wow.
Yes.
They live on a snowy mountain not far from here. We must go there and find her at once. She can help us stop the king. She's kind of sassy too, which is kind of cool.
Would you agree to this?
I didn't understand because you're talking your special talk, but can you just explain what's going on here? Simple terms. I don't understand where all these trees
Yes, the
came
king.
from.
The king would like us. Apparently, there is an additional key to restoring the kingdom. You saw the dagger trick. We must go find the person who, the human, who creates these daggers to bring this power to the king. And I would like to roll deception.
Yeah.
Can I aid in that? By just looking at you and nodding, like, yeah.
Oof.
19.
18. Damn!
Ooh.
Whoa! And I think also, give me an insight check as you're not speaking and looking at Dulos. Probably.
13.
It doesn't really matter. I mean, it's pretty obvious he has a pretty disapproving face about this whole situation.
Yep.
Silas is going to say, listen, it's been a very long day, and a lot of things I don't understand. But the very most important thing, if we're going to be traveling together, we got to be truthful with each other. I don't care what the situation is. We just need to know what it is.
Do you want the truth? The truth is we must go to the mountain.
All right, but why were you lying?
Was that a lie?
I've seen some lies before, and that was a lie.
Perhaps it's because I don't trust the king.
That's fair.
And you do.
I don't trust no one except for myself.
Well, then
I like
we're-
to. One of the most important rules, though, is you should be able to trust your teammates.
I roll my eyes. All of them, all the way down my
What eyes?
They all just go. And it's like a collective wave.
I like it.
Anyway.
Like when a cat.
I thought it
like,
was gross, but
bristles
now I
up.
like it.
That's awesome.
It's kind of fun.
Anyway, I roll my eyes. Trust. That's an interesting word and an interesting sentiment, but I suppose whatever gets you through the night.
Well, I'm here to defend all of you with my life, and I hope that you will trust me in the same way.
Well, if we're maintaining trust, we have some platelets to get back to.
And I like run out the door.
So
That was
genuine.
good. That was good.
So, we camp. Are we camping in this hellhole, or are we getting out?
Is
What
this,
a nice hellhole.
what's the
though.
safest place?
That's true, honestly.
Are you asking Dulos?
Yes.
We are covered by trees now.
I would like to stay here. Is that the DM?
You are
or
all
Dulos?
welcome
Let's do
to
this, okay.
stay
I'm
here.
gone at this point.
You too are welcome to stay here in Nanocora, my home.
May I stay here?
I'll keep an eye on him. On her.
This is like my home was.
So you know
Yes.
of Zos before
Yes.
your kind destroyed it.
Well,
You have corrupted my land, my world.
this is.
This is also your home, but you are destroying it.
Well, we're trying to. Get
What
it,
is the sense in that?
We're trying to get it back to this. This is what we're fighting for.
You have been deceived. You have a veil over your eyes and your brain. And frankly,
Seriously?
I don't like it. I will start fire. You sit here, and I tell you the ways of the Spider Lord and Star Slayers. No problem.
Tell me
Dindo.
the truth, though.
I only speak the truth.
And I only lie.
So if you are checking on the platelets.
Indo, you will keep an eye on the human, protect Dulos.
For as long as I need.
I'll just take a few minutes. And Krotos is going to try to find a place where he can look into the sky.
Okay.
And he will pray to Adia.
Okay, and I do think after all this moving through, I think it's nighttime. And we haven't really talked about what the sky looks like at nighttime, generally. In this world, things be popping up in space. There is a lot of movement, a lot of lights, a lot of echoes of sound that kind of land lightly on Zos. And it's just easier to see the traffic within beyond the atmosphere of Zos, which it's beautiful. The aurora is just gorgeous lights. Yes, you find a nice place, I'd say, to check out the sky. And I'm sorry, what would you like to do?
Well, I guess it would probably be religion if I'm gonna do a roll.
Yeah, let's do a roll. You're trying to speak with Adia?
Yeah, I'm gonna roll first and then see how well. Let's do this. Let's do the space die. Let's do the pretty space die. Please let me talk to my queen. Hey! Well, of course it has to be an intelligence check, but a 16.
And what does it look like when you're trying to kind of reach out to Adia?
So Krotos kneels on the ground and then tilts his head up to look at the stars. His silhouette like blurs again as he kind of like focuses less on keeping his form together and everything. The like black, like, obsidian breastplate that he's wearing appears to melt into his, like, body and skin, revealing a swirling, like, black void in his chest. And then his eyes, bing, grow super bright green, as he looks up at the stars. And yeah, he just gets, like, really still. Even, like, the skin that kind of looks like it's shifting a lot, like, quiets and slows as this, like, tiny black hole opens up in his chest.
Okay.
And he doesn't communicate with, like, words, it's just thoughts, and as always, his prayer begins with an extremely, like, objective report of the tasks that were done that day.
So you're like taking the minutes with your god?
Pretty much. And then at the end of that, there is a question, which is, shall we protect the Celestials, or am I beholden to my political station?
Okay. I think with a 16, I'm not going to say it's like busy tone, but I will say I feel like
Leave a message after the
yeah, I
Call back later.
also think that she is the queen of the galaxy. So maybe it is busy tone. I will say this though, you do feel her presence, and how that feels. What do you think that feels like? I'm thinking like cold and empty and like almost like webbing through your body of just like this just cold emptiness, and and it just kind of webs through, hits different nerves, question mark, you're stardust. But
I think when it kind of like hits those little nerves, there is like a little like ding, kind of like a little like a shiny gem.
Yes.
Of like within that cold thread, there's like moments of like glitter and sparkle. Like it's like the feeling of like gem like sheen, like shine. And when she's more communicative, there's more like light, and when she's less communicative, there's more just cold.
I'm gonna ask you for one more check, and I think I want it to be Paladin's charisma, right? Mm-hmm. Let's do that, because I think that makes sense. So why don't we get one more check? And I think you're feeling that presence, and if you want to push a little further and be like, Adia, come on, answer my question. Let's see what we can get there.
Star power point. So I am taking a little bit of damage as Can you use multiple star power points on the same roll?
You can. It's just there are.
Ouchie. Wow.
There are
Consequences.
Yeah, that's fine. I am. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, Krotos. I think by pushing this, Krotos begins to lose his center of gravity a little bit, meaning that some of his atoms are being lost to the gravity of Zeus, and like a weakness is kind of coming through his physical form.
I'm also gonna. I agree. Yeah.
Oh my god. Do you see these?
Yeah, I do.
Fine. I mean, it's a 10. I got literally a 1, a 3, and a 5.
I think there's a reason for this, and I think that there's something blocking, and there could be something going on between you, where you are, and where Adia is, and you don't know what that means. Okay. But at the same time, I think her presence alone, you being able to just feel her presence, give me an insight check on that. Okay. I'm trying.
Thank you. I'm very interested.
I want you to get a little something from this, because you are a paladin of audience.
What kind of role would that be?
Insight?
22.
You know Adia. You do. You know her tenets, and being loyal is one of them, right? I mean, I think it's one of them.
Yes.
And For Adia, loyalty to the Celestials is probably the main. She wants to keep them within her grasp and keep them on her good side. So I think that's what you would probably glean from that. Your question hasn't really been answered, per se, but I think you get a feeling. And also, I'm going to tell you get a feeling about being a little worried that you are not able to contact her right now, specifically. Okay. What does everybody else do?
So it's me and you and Dulos.
And Dulos is trying to explain the situation.
Dulos is essentially explaining. I'm not going to.
Kind of like for dummies.
He is.
Real quick, is there anything left of the Star Slayer's body?
Just bits and pieces.
I've grabbed those bits and pieces, defeated the platelets.
Okay.
Oh, except I want the tongue.
Okay. Give me an investigation. You might not find
no,
it.
they love the taste of tongue.
Give me the tongue!
They love the tongue.
Like stretching out.
The platelets love tongue.
What am I doing?
Investigation for the tongue. No.
This is a post investigation.
14?
What'd you get?
5.
Okay. Indo,
Star
you
power.
find. No! You guys get exhaustion if you use multiple in one day. I just want you to know.
Worth it. No,
You already knew the thing, so okay. So you find the tongue.
Okay, I'm going to wrap it up and I'm going to say, this is for your king.
Sorry, that was.
What
Awesome.
do you intend to do with it?
Drop it at his feet
So we're
as evidence of the Star Slayer's death.
We're going.
Not right now, we have to go to the mountain.
Okay.
I forgot. Your intelligence is low.
What are we going to say happened to this Atrómitos?
That this was all that anyone could find of him.
That he intervened in our mission to find Dulos.
Oh,
I say with an armful of meat chunks and kidneys.
I will not be going to Nephos.
Oh, I'm aware. I just mean when I have to face your king.
What?
Yes,
Oh, we're not going.
Just one step at a time. See, this is why I didn't explain everything to you in an honest manner. I need an easy yes. We are going to the mountain, first and foremost. Whatever comes next, we will decide at the mountain.
All right, but let's keep it truthful.
One step at a time.
Let's keep it truthful, though.
Above all else?
Yes.
Excellent. We're going to the mountain. He's never going to your king. Exactly. We're
pretty much
just
sums it
taking
up.
it one
I like
step at a time. We're heading to the mountain. Truthful. We're heading to the mountain. We'll convince you along the way. Or not, and I'll bring 2 tongues. Ooh, can I roll Intimidate?
Yep. Contest.
Oh, not intentionally, though. I'm not trying to, freak you out. I'm just being honest. Or I'll bring 2 tongues.
Unintentional intimidation is still intimidation.
I'm not, trying to get you to quake in your boots, though. I'm not, threatening you.
I don't know what part of this.
I am.
I don't know what part of this you're not understanding, but we're all supposed to be on the same side here.
I don't understand how...
No.
No.
I will tell you this. There will never be a celestial on the side of human.
But
Unless you get your shit together.
you did say there was a human on the side of the Celestials.
Yes.
So I suppose what I'm saying is, if you...
Luna is excellent.
If we convince you along the way...
Fucking line.
Get in
Luna.
line, and we won't have to cut tongues. Is all I'm saying.
I'm not there at this point.
That's all.
Yes, sir. You're out there.
So, we're sitting around a fire? Or the start of a fire?
I think Dulos is, he's gonna start a fire. And I think once you all collectively come back, the platelets...
What's up with the platelets? Can I feed?
that
I'm
music's
just
ominous.
I know, I
it's
didn't
just
even-
smash
The
cut to me
platelets
hand
Oh, they die!
just hand feeding the platelets, just like chunks of Star Slayer. Oh, there you go, bud.
So cute.
It's like when it's like the videos of the little birds eating a mango.
Except for its nasty flesh.
Whatever.
The platelets walk away from you, happy and full.
Safe travels, friends.
They wave with their suitcases.
They got little tiny
The dad's
hats.
combing his mustache.
Kids, get in the back of the car.
Kids, get in the back of the shell.
One smoking a pipe. Okay. Stop! All right.
No, if we don't leave soon, your mom's gonna be pissed.
I will say, so you're all...
Are we there yet?
You're all here by the fire. Dulos does. I think most of you are... I don't know how familiar all of you are with Spider Lords necessarily. I think you're definitely familiar with photovores. But essentially, Dulos spends time slowly explaining Star Slayers and Spider Lords and how they have to stop the king from destroying this world and honestly this galaxy and the stars above and the moons and the and he also describes something that I don't think you've ever heard as a Star Slayer. He describes what happened with that dagger and why what it did, and he explains that that this Star Slayer grew a black hole within his heart, the heart of a photovore. And he kind of explains that is how Sphestes is corrupting humankind, by using his black magics of time to... and he asks you, do you not recall what your life was like before?
I do. I mean, before before Atmos destroyed our home, it was much like this, and Silas kind of touches some mossy trees.
The world was being destroyed before Atmos. Atmos was sent here to destroy your kind. Of course, it's pretty chaotically evil, so just kind of
Must
did
have
the
been
whole thing, but...
evil person to cause such destruction on innocent creatures.
He looks at you, confused.
I'm confused too. I don't know what all this is going on here.
There's a lot of irony that you don't pick up on.
But I do think there is hope for her yet. And I say this in Star Tongue, to Dulos specifically. Don't you think that humans are just another byproduct of a greater evil? It's not that, and this is in common, this last part. Don't you think that humans are just a byproduct of a greater evil? And in all honesty, it's sad, really, that they think that they're living this life to bring back life, but in reality are consistently and constantly destroying. It's an incredible stronghold that they have on the minds of these feeble beings, but perhaps there is hope for some of them yet. I mean, the Star Slayer that belongs to this, and I waggle the tongue. I knew I'd get dug. And I waggled the tongue, and the Star Slayer that belonged to this was beyond reasoning. And perhaps most of them are that way. I have only
seen those that are
beyond.
Well, I'll tell you what. As you get to be more, attain ranks in the Star Slayers, you gain powers, certainly. You gain greater safety, but one does notice that they get to be a little more cold-hearted. They forget about their friends.
Friends, what an interesting word. It's interesting to sit beneath a fire and a tree of warmth with acquaintances. I wouldn't call you friends just yet. I know little of you. Could you tell me about yourself?
Kronos has been very quiet and appears very physically sluggish and perhaps even slightly like, not fully, like, sickly, but, like, looks a little, like, and when you direct that question at him, it, like, takes a minute for him to, like, sorry.
Are you unwell? And I'm going to hand you... Do I give him the magical mushrooms? No, I'm just kidding. I will hand you... That'd be crazy. I will hand you a common potion.
You feel like shit? How about feel like hallucinating?
Feel like hallucinating?
Why
Why you feel like shit?
Girls, how you want to do some drugs?
Kronos will instinctively reach out to take it and then hold up his hand like, oh, I am all right. I sustained no wounds. Occasionally when I conduct my prayers to my queen, it takes it out of me.
Well,
I will be fine with rest.
well, perhaps I will save my interrogation for another night. And you,
I'm eating a piece of Star Slayer.
I mean, why not?
do you know from where you originate?
Yes,
Where do you originate from?
up there.
So, tell me about you.
Yes, I may have mentioned before, I have been on Zeus for a while now. I am a delegate of my queen, Adia, sent to monitor the actions of the king. I have done that task for the whole while I have been here, but have not ventured this far out of the palace or been this active in my tasks, as my position typically restrains some actions I can do, and mostly I simply keep tabs and report back to her.
So, it makes sense then that you were less than thrilled to enter the fray earlier. Diplomatic relations and all.
Yes. I would have been very enthused to deal with, I gesture over to the, like, grove of trees and, like, where the body fell, to deal with that. But, yes, unless I receive explicit permission from my queen that my political position has shifted, there are certain humans I cannot target, lest it be perceived as a traitorous action and break certain vows I have taken.
What a miserable enslavement. I must admit that I would hate that.
Yes, well.
Dude, I'm gonna buy a Star Slayer. I have no such vows.
Me neither. In fact, I relish in the freedoms I do have.
My queen offers me much freedoms with the power that she gives me, and it would never be my place to question the orders that she delivers, as she is not only the most powerful entity of the galaxy, but in fact the being that holds it together.
Take a deep
And
breath, mate. Take a deep breath.
Get it, Krotos, get it!
Now, why does she
Take
need
a deep breath, sir. I was not asking you to question.
Why does Adia need to represent? Why doesn't Adia just wipe out the Pantocrator?
I'm gonna roll
That's
something.
a question that I feel like Elizabeth should have actually been here for.
No. Krotos is going to hide an expression. Do you guys think that would be, what, performance? Persuasion?
Deception.
Deception?
Deception.
Okay, yeah. An 18 as Kronos holds... As Kronos pauses and there's like a long beat before he answers.
Oh wait, so
12
wait, what
insight.
do we... Oh,
Insight.
I got a 19, baby.
Okay.
I'm not paying attention to that. Like, I'm just
That's fine.
listening to the words you say.
Yeah, so Kronos will simply go, "It is not my place to question my queen's desires or tasks. I am a humble servant of her grand purview." But the sort
We killed
of
the king.
thing that Kronos tried to like hide was like a like almost childlike in the way like just like a very quick flash of like naive confusion. Like
Like, my parents always right. Why would I ever question them?
yeah, just like a I don't have that. Why would I have that answer? What? Kind of confusion, but stoically says to you, "It is not my place to question her tasks."
What does your queen look like? Is she all kind of sparkly?
Is she kind of all sparkly?
A lot of
Sure.
rhinestones.
Yes.
Like a lot of stars and bright
She
things?
collects and cares for many stars and celestials, yes.
Because I had this really strange thing happen to me earlier today. I was looking on that dang well, and this lady came to me, made of stars, and told me things and showed me things, and I wonder if that was your queen.
I do not know why audio would talk to a human. Especially not when she has me on ground here. Have you any understanding of the Celestials or the lore of how humans came to be?
Well, I mean, we grew up in a village, and
No, I mean who created the species of humans in the cosmos?
we always been here.
Okay.
Colonialism!
Someday ask someone perhaps about Nevma, but I am tired. Nevma created the... Yeah, Nevma. But I am tired and do not feel like being a teacher tonight. I must rest now.
Yeah, you look kind of tired, Mr. Frown.
Although
Wow.
you asked me my story, Indo, care to share yours with us?
Real quick, do we know what each other... Like, would I know, just in general, if I were to look at my celestial friends, what they were?
Mhm.
So I would know that this is a moon bit. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Little moon bits.
Little moon bits. That's what we call you.
Little moon bits.
Little bits. Okay. You asked me my story. I'm but a comet traversing the wilds most of the time. I'm here to do a job. If I'm being as forthcoming as I can be, I typically spend my time collecting bounties and doing all manners of tasks with a group of we're kind of a hodgepodge of celestials. And if I were to say it was satisfying, I would be lying. There is something that is incredibly lonely about being in a group of loners who don't necessarily always fully understand you. But it's probably the closest I have to family, so they're up there somewhere doing chaotic bits, I'm sure. But for now, I'm here for a manner of reasons. I think I'm It's a job. But if you were to ask if I have a purpose other than that, I mean, it seems like you have your life aligned. And I know I teased you about freedom, but I don't know. I mean, the motto of the folks that I kind of am with is that chaos can really only be found freedom can only be found in that chaos. Like, complete abandon of all rules. But we spend our time on the fringes of space, so,
I can commiserate to a feeling of loneliness. It has been many years that I have been on Zeus, and you are some of the first star folk I have seen here. However, chaos, not my cup of tea. I respect your freedom and your chaos, and always appreciate the vast differences that we may find amongst our star kind.
Just feeding berry to my own moonlit. I'm going to kill a king.
Monavaskos,
What?
care to divulge any background as we come to know each other more?
My mother is Anthraka, and I'm here to kill the Pantocrator. I go back to feeding berries to my moonlit.
Silas just leans forward, just like amazed.
Well, do you know why I'm here?
To also kill the Pantocrator.
I look forward to dropping him. Like slaying him. It will be satisfying, yes.
We're just like murder twins.
Murder twins!
Can I look at Silas and see how does she react when she hears, yeah, I'm gonna kill the king?
Well, I mean, she leaned forward with all her attention, was very just like amazed. Because for one thing, I think that it's, like saying I'm going to jump up to the moon. It just seems like an impossible thing to say. Like, setting before you an impossible task. But also there wasn't necessarily horror, like, that would be a huge transgression. But just listening and considering.
He's very, Montevaskos does not really elaborate further on that. It's kind of like, yeah, you asked. There's the answer.
Yep. I think what we're going to do is Dulos is snoring. Fully
Hell yeah.
What, he had a long day. Fully had a long day.
Shake him awake. Like, we're having a dramatic moment. Wake up.
He missed all of that. You're going to have to film him the next day. I will say, let's...
Real quick, before that happens,
This is happening on my computer, not on my other... Sorry,
I
go
walk
ahead.
away, and I send one of the comet shards that's with me
Okay. To
the ship. The ship that is somewhere out there.
Okay.
And with it, I say, this may take longer than anticipated. And then I just poop, and it shoots out.
Okay.
Yeah. And then somewhere, somebody goes, doodle-doo-doo, and I get a message.
And then also someone makes a wish.
Oh.
Oh, it's 11:11 and there's a star comet. Star comet's not a thing. Okay.
Can I say something to Silas before
Yes, please.
fully wrap up?
Yeah.
Cronus is like, I'm zonked. I'm going to bed. And like stands and goes and finds like a dark corner. But as he begins to walk away, he passes by Silas and looks at her and goes, I respect that you slayed the Star Slayer that was before us. Admirable.
Well, sad, but sometimes things don't play out the way you're expecting.
Agreed. And Chris, please.
Silas says, we all give each other nicknames in our phalanx. I was just trying out Mr. Frown, because you frown a lot.
Yes, sometimes I find it challenging to compose my matter into full expression.
I think you kind of see Silas's eyes kind of defocusing, like, those are some long words.
Very lost in thought.
When you were passing by, I think that Silas was assessing the sword and armor that was recovered, and is just kind of like she's looking at it because that's those are very high status weapons. It takes a lot of your blood to be able to afford weapons of that caliber. They're very pricey, but with her helm, she sees things differently now, and it's a little uncanny, and I suppose it's almost the same way that you saw the armor and the sword when you were with all the other Star Slayers. It's like an arm and a face, and so she's got him next to her. But she's kind of looking at him, not putting him on or wielding him, thinking.
And I think Boss is gonna kind of like see you staring at it. Just be like, should use it. It's dead flesh now, anyways. Might as well be used for something.
It's kind of creepy, though.
Oh yeah, but I mean, it's just walk around with it and see it every day.
I mean, does it bring us joy? Absolutely not. But perhaps waste less.
It's already a sword.
Well, I wasn't doing very well with it earlier. Well, you're asleep, but
Oh, here. There are wrist exercises that really...
Yeah, and you just gotta do like a little bit of...
But I feel like if I can use them, they'll make me stronger, and it'll strengthen our efforts together. Yeah, it's been a long day.
Just kidding, I'm keeping an eye on you.
The fire kind of starts to simmer a little bit as you all fall asleep, I guess, because you're star folk, but I guess you sleep. You sleep, sure.
I must rest to gain my atoms back.
Yes.
Do we need to is this a safe place? I'm gonna. Can someone ask Dulos? Because I don't think he cares for me that much.
I'll stay awake.
Do you need to sleep?
No.
All right. Just this is
Perhaps-
a creepy place, and
Perhaps I can wake you
How
at
about-
some point. Fine, I'll wake someone.
yeah, wake me. I'm used to garden.
Okay. You like to garden?
I do actually, but not much
No one's
help.
ever asked me that.
You sleep, you go through your rest. There's nothing that happens. You rest. You feel rejuvenated. As you wake up, you gain a level. Level up.
Wow.
And then, as you wake up, it's morning. Dulos has another fire going. He's grilling up some Star Slayer meat. Just kidding. He's not doing it. He probably picked some fruit, maybe from some trees. You all wake up next morning between the cracks where these trees are and everything. You wake up to a natural twilight. It's morning, you think. Give me perception checks as you're kind of checking out what's going on.
Did you say
outside.
a natural or unnatural?
Unnatural.
Twilight.
25.
You said perception?
Yeah. Perception.
22.
23.
No, like 10.
The three of you, no, I'm just kidding. You will notice it. You notice that it should be morning light. You all look out across Nanocora and look up past, I guess, Karkanos. You can see between some fleshy, sinewy bits. Then maybe the trees have kind of pushed it aside a little bit so you can see the sky. You see a solar eclipse hanging in the sky. The sun is completely blacked out and it glows faintly around the edges with a deep blood red ring. And that's how you start your morning. I think we're gonna pause there. What could this eclipse possibly mean? Thank you so much for watching! Welcome to me saying thank you! Thank you for watching. I don't know. It's
Welcome
late.
to Goodbye.
Welcome to Goodbye Land. Here we are. This is Goodbye Land. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to check out Atrómitos. This is book 1. He's coming out with book 2 soon. This is the thing that we're doing. Check it out on the internet. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time for episode 3. Google it! Ta-ta!